The search exploit's probably in a whole other place. Yep. So there's my remote root exploit 348.c. Okay, my C programmers, how am I going to compile it? GCC, is there a GCC in backtrack? Of course. Huh? And there's the actual command for it when I get there. You're going to see I got a typo in my own script. See? Pen test with 2 N's. It's like, needed some alcohol at that point. So now I switch it down to 1. I told you it's raw because I says, I'll just show you. How many do that? We all do that, right? You typo. Especially the fonts today, as you get older, you're trying to say, man, I can't see that thing. Yeah? Anybody got that problem? Don't worry, all you young people, it'll happen. It'll happen to you too. We all don't think it will, but it does. Okay, there we go. So I copied into opt. Why? I don't want to blow up the original. Right? Always leave the original in place. Now I'm going to GCC it. Call it woo FTP. Why? Woo FTP. Makes sense. Well. Now there's one trick in here, and we're going to see how well everybody knows the trick. Let's see how am I on time. 5 minutes. Okay. That was another thing when he says, oh yeah, do attack-based pen testing, but you got 40 minutes. No, I don't know how to actually make it any bigger. Yeah, I can give you the video though if you. I can give you the video if you want it. Rough crowd. I should have known that from class. Is there a zoom button on that thing? Anyway, if anybody wants the video, I can give it to you. Okay, so what I do there, I ask the actual program itself, how do you use it, right? Hackers are good. We all tell each other how to use our code. -H tells me to put in and use -A-D and give the target destination. Huh? What's funny here is it's not going to work the first time. Why? What do we say about exploitation? It's not 100%. It's hacking code. Does hacking code always work? Well, if it did, we'd all have all kinds of great jobs, right? So there it goes trying to log in. It's like, And what's it trying to log in with? And the Mozilla, right? FTP username and Mozilla is a password. That's just default. What they did. Blow up the box. There we go. That's another reason not to do it live, right? Blow your machine up. So it didn't work. So, what do we do when it doesn't work? Try it again. Huh? So since it didn't work, what are we going to do? We're going to try it again. In a minute, it'll pop up so I know my time. See, I had my time saying, okay, I'm only going to have about 10 minutes at this point, so I got to do the speed hack and get it done. Now, here I go again. First time doesn't work, try the second time. Huh? Now, what's it doing? Anybody know how the woo FTP site exec does? So what happened there? UID 0, who am I? Root, ls, there's the actual directory I'm in. Huh? Anybody of you do this exploit before? Huh? When you get in it and you start trying to do things, what do you quickly find out? You got root, but you can't get out of that folder structure. It's what? Cherooted. So, did I go back to the internet and find a cheroot breaker? No, because I only got about 3 minutes left on my talk. What would you do? What's that? Yeah, we could try to upload another exploit to break the cheroot. Yeah. Admin. Think of your admin stuff. Remember your admin? Huh? What? Sudo. Yeah, different things there. What's in a Linux or a Unix machine that might be of value to me that I could use to get access? Shadow file and the password file. So even though I can't break out of the directory, can I copy things into the FTP directory? I don't know. We got to try it in a minute. Now, the problem is what? I don't know where it goes into Washington University FTP unless I do what? A little homework. So I have to do a little research and figure out in the lab, okay, where can I put the file in the FTP directory so I can access it? Yeah? Everybody good? Okay. So what I'm going to do is copy Etsy password and Etsy shadow. Yeah? There I'm in the home FTP, tells me where I'm at. So FTP pub password, how do I know? Because that's the actual directory for the FTP files. Just look it up and figure it out when you do it. So if all goes well, I'll do that and get I didn't get no feedback. Why didn't I get any feedback? I'm in a limited shell. This shell is very limited, very basic, doesn't give you anything. So what do you have to do? You have to think a little harder and just hope you're flying by instruments here. Now I'm going to copy the actual Etsy shadow. Okay? Now, how would I find out if I've got them both there? LS. Huh? Exactly. If it works, what can I do? Crack it. How am I going to crack it? John the Ripper. Where's John the Ripper in? It's in Backtrack. But I got to get the files from there to the box. Huh? I think I'm out of time. Close. 1 minute. Okay. So let me make sure I've got them. There they are. Password shadow. Now, when I was doing this for a demonstration live, I was going against an Ubuntu box, and I was testing it in the lab, doing all this cool stuff. And I'm like there for 2 hours figuring out, why in the heck isn't John the Ripper giving me that? I'm going, John, like I'm going to do here as I'll talk as it goes through here since I'm running out of time. And John wasn't giving me anything. Kept giving me an error. Anybody ever read the article, which I finally found on the internet after about 2 to 3 hours of trying to figure out why is it not working? Yeah? Solar Designer, right? Somebody posted an actual question in his support, Solar Designer who wrote John the Ripper, and says, hey, I'm using Ubuntu, I don't know what it was, 10 or one of those types of things, and I can't get anywhere with John the Ripper. You know what Solar Designer said? Oh, I've been so busy I haven't written that part to crack that. That latest version of Ubuntu. I don't even know if he's updated it yet, because Solar Designer's a busy person by no means, right? So 2 to 3 hours wasted when the tool couldn't even crack that Ubuntu password? Come on now, how many's done that? Huh? Welcome to the world of security testing. So, okay, here I go. I'm in the actual box. Got to go to ASCII. Why? It's an ASCII file. If I do a binary, it'll crash. Huh? Get password. What's next? Get shadow. Who's the next talk, or is it a break? Oh, wow. I'm intruding into everybody's break, huh? All right, let me fast forward it just to where it starts to cracking, and that'd be good enough. You get the idea. Da, 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 da. And there's John. Yeah, finally. There he goes. See that? So John starts running. He cracks student 1's password, student 5's password, this BITF, and then root. The password's password. So, administrator takes a machine, sets it up, it's got a nice cheroot on it, and they forget to change the password from a common root password. But our job as testers is what? We have to systematically follow a process and methodology and find everything we can in these types of situations. Okay? And eventually what we'll do is, now that we got root password, we'll log in across the net, right? And we'll grab and do anything we want and get root access. Well, even though we had root access, but it was in a cherooted jail. Any questions? Everybody's like, no, it's break. How long have we been in here? Geez, hour and 38 minutes. Yes?
Earlier we were talking about SQL injection, and we spoke about, I guess, a financial institution that was vulnerable, and just across the board, I mean, like just banks in general, are they still really subject to simple?
Without getting myself in trouble, our banks, for the most case, still susceptible to those easy SQL injection attacks. The U.S. seems to be in pretty good shape because you have all the compliance standards, all that type of stuff. They seem to be in pretty shape. Outside the U.S., yes. I'll just leave it at that. Outside the U.S., yes. Yeah. And it's amazing because you go in and they'll have, I think one of the banks that I worked with, $3 trillion in assets, right? 3 trillion U.S. assets. And you're going in with these basic old school commands. You don't even have to try any hard hacking. Yep. Okay. Yes? Yes, you can get the video. Yep. I'll give you a card offline and you can send me an email. Yep. No, the question was, since I've been in Europe, have I worked with the IPv6 testing yet? No, just in the lab. I have a lot of lab testing I've done with IPv6, and as you'll see in my bio from tomorrow, because I'm not speaking today, so you don't know that, I actually set up the government's Computer Emergency Response Center in the country of Oman. So we're doing a lot of work in Oman, Kuwait, and Qatar, or Qatar as they say. So we're doing a lot of that now, and we are starting to train them in IPv6. But they're about 10 to 15 years behind us. So are we at IPv6 yet? Depends who you ask. I think we've been asking that question for how many years?
Been asking it since 2003.
Yeah.
But since that time, Japan, Australia.
I know China's got 2 fully working IPv6. If you're not studying IPv6, you need to be, because it's coming, and we need to know it much better. Yeah. Okay? Good. Any other questions? Okay, break time. Thanks a lot.